Good evening and welcome to this regular meeting of the Temple City Council for Thursday, November 3rd, 2016. Please rise as Judge Kathleen Person of the Temple Municipal Court leads us in the invocation, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by Boy Scout Troop 108. We have a judge on the loose, and I just saw her. It's her turn. Well, I'll tell you, I know she's here. I just saw her. What we'll do is we're going to. Okay, great, no problem. I'm gonna ad lib before the prayer for just a moment. I'm sorry. Do you mind praying for us?
Not at all.
Okay.
I think I'll take a microphone then.
No, you're welcome to.
Thank you. If we could bow our heads. O thou who art the sustainer of our bodies, hearts, and souls, please be with us today as we go about doing your work for your purpose. Please guide our actions and be with us as we seek to honor our community. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. And Scouts, and the Scouts weren't actually the original ones. If y'all will come up here, they weren't the original ones that were going to give the pledge. The municipal court staff was, but I saw the Scouts here, and I wanted to throw them a curveball to make sure they're always prepared. And so if you don't mind, if you'll lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank y'all. Thanks so much. Thank you. Now is the opportunity for public comments. Anyone wishing to speak on any matter may do so. Please step to the podium and state your name and address for the record. There will be no discussion or final action taken by the City Council. Please limit your comments to 3 minutes. We have one person wishing to speak this evening, Lee R. Young III. All right. Not being here, we'll cross him off. And have several recognitions and proclamations. If I could ask Val Roaming to come up, and if you have anyone else who'd like to come up with you. Have a proclamation. Whereas in 1872, J. Sterling Morton proposed to the Nebraska Board of Agriculture that a day be set aside for the planting of trees, and this holiday called Arbor Day was first observed with the planting of more than 1 million trees in Nebraska. Whereas in Texas in 1889, the citizens of Temple conceived an Arbor Day resolution which the Texas legislature passed into law and is now observed throughout the nation and the world. Whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by the wind and water, cutting heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, clean the air, produce oxygen, and provide habitat for wildlife. Whereas trees are a renewable resource, giving us paper, wood for our homes, fuel for our fires, and countless other wood products. And whereas trees in our city increase property values, enhance the economic vitality of our business areas, and beautify our community, trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal. Now therefore I, Daniel A. Dunn, Mayor of the City of Temple, Texas, do hereby recognize Friday, November 4th, 2016 as Arbor Day in the City of Temple, Texas, as we celebrate Arbor Day and the continued effort to protect our trees and woodlands. In testimony whereof, I witness my hand and the seal of the City of Temple, Texas, this the 3rd day of November 2016. Val, would you like to say anything about Arbor Day or tree plantings?
Well, yes, we're going to have an Arbor Day celebration tomorrow morning at 9:30 at Arbor Elementary School, which is 7949 Stone Hollow. We'll be planting 5 trees out there in honor of Arbor Day. Not quite the 1 million that was done the original time. 5 is okay. In the long term, we've got an agreement with the Temple Independent School District and the Belton Independent School District to create outdoor classrooms at Tarver Elementary, and Meredith Dunbar. So this is our second year for Tarver. We've been planting 5 trees a year. Next year will be Temple's turn. The goal is to have about a 20-tree nursery or 20-tree outdoor outdoor classroom at both of these schools in the next couple of years. So we're really striving, and each tree we plant there is a different species. So this year we're going to have 5 different ones. So if you have time, please come out at 9:30.
That's great. And Val, now, hold on just a second, because I noticed that Kevin Beavers is conveniently absent for the question that I always ask on Arbor Day, and I don't know if we need to challenge Chuck Ram. What significant person in Temple's history helped start Arbor Day in the state of Texas?
Goodrich Jones?
Yes. You're right. Thank you. Thank you. Kevin missed it, and I just want to point that out to everybody. That was awesome. Thanks. We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
All righty. And this week is Municipal Court Week, and if I could ask Judge Person and any members of the municipal court staff to come up, if they don't mind. Thank you all for being here. Whereas municipal courts play a significant role in preserving public safety and promoting quality of life in Texas, more people come in contact with municipal courts than all other Texas courts combined, and public impression of the Texas judicial system is largely dependent upon the public's experience in municipal court. Whereas state authorizes a municipality to appoint a municipal judge to serve in office, the Temple Municipal Court is a state court, and its judges are members of the state judiciary. Whereas the procedures for the Temple Municipal Court operations are set forth in the Texas Code of Criminal Procedure and other laws of the state of Texas. Whereas the City of Temple is committed to the notion that our legal system is based on the principle that an independent, fair, and competent judiciary will interpret and apply the laws that govern us, and that judges and court personnel should comply with the law and act in a manner that promotes public confidence in the integrity and impartiality of the judiciary. Whereas a Temple municipal judge is not a policymaker for the City of Temple, but is bound by the law and the canons of judicial conduct, and is required to make decisions independent of the governing body of the City Council, city officials, and employees. Whereas the City Council recognizes that the Constitution and laws of the state of Texas contain procedural safeguards in criminal cases for all defendants, including indigent defendants, and supports the Temple Municipal Court in complying with such legal requirements. Now therefore I, Daniel A. Dunn, Mayor of the City of Temple, Texas, do hereby proclaim November 7th through 11th, 2016 as Municipal Court Week in the City of Temple, Texas, and in recognition of the fair and impartial justice offered to our citizens by the Municipal Court of Temple, Texas. In testimony whereof, I witness by hand and the seal of the City of Temple, Texas, the 3rd day of November, 2016. There you go, Judge, and thank you. And would you like to have everyone introduce themselves?
Absolutely.
It's on.
So we have court personnel here, and we have a lot more court personnel than are here, but I think the rain and everything else. But we have Ashley Brazel, and Amanda Rice is actually from the city attorney's office, but she's the prosecutor in the courtroom. And Dana Carl is here. She's the court administrator. I always want to call you the court clerk, but the court clerk is actually here too. Tracy Bernard is here. And then Erin Stotts is one of our clerks at the window. She's one of the faces, along with Ms. Brazel, that you see when you walk in the door. And it's always important, that person, because that person makes the impression first, And really, we work all together as a team there. There's really not a way that I, as a judge, could get through the case docket without all the staff that we have, and everybody has a piece to it. So, and we literally, if we have people sick, it's harder. We really notice it. So everybody plays a role, and everybody is important, and we do have to find ways that we all support and help each other. And these are some of the people that make that really so much easier for me. And I would ask just to clap for them if we could. I usually do this Dana, because she keeps the records of
Now, ladies, now this means, with it being Municipal Court Week, that everybody that comes into court doesn't have to pay a fine. Is that right? Okay, no, okay. No, that's probably not a good idea. All right, so. All right, now, if I could ask Kimberly Shortfigure, did I say that correctly?
Yes.
All right. We have a proclamation on Complex Regional Pain Syndrome Awareness Month. Thank you for being here this evening. Whereas complex regional pain syndrome, also known as reflex sympathetic dystrophy, is a rare nerve disorder which causes the brain to send constant pain signals to the body, causing chronic pain. Whereas symptoms of CRPS-RSD include dramatic changes in color and skin temperature in the affected limb or body part, swelling, sensitivity, and chronic burning pain. Whereas CRPS-RSD can occur after an injury or trauma to the affected area of the body, and the causes of CRPS-RSD are uncertain and there is certainly no cure. Whereas the National Institute of Neurological Disorder and Stroke, NINDS, dedicated to research for the brain and central nervous system, have scientists studying new approaches to treat CRPS-RSD and intervene more aggressively after a trauma or injury to lower the chances of developing this condition. Whereas this research is encouraging to everyone who hopes CRPS-RSD will one day be eliminated. And whereas in November, members of the Complex Regional Pain Syndrome Reflex Sympathetic Dystrophy Syndrome community will be spreading awareness around the world of this poorly understood disorder. Now, therefore, I, Daniel A. Dunn, Mayor of the City of Temple, Texas, do hereby proclaim the month of November 2016 as Complex Regional Pain Syndrome Awareness Month, and the first Monday in November as Color the World Orange Day in the City of Temple, Texas. And I call upon all the residents to learn more about this rare disorder and color the town orange through the month of November in recognition of the efforts to better understand and eventually find a cure of complex regional pain syndrome. In testimony whereof, I witness my hand and the seal of the City of Temple, Texas, this the third day of November 2016. Thank you so much. Would you like to say a few things? Just wear orange?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you said, just wear orange. More people are getting out there and doing more now. I've had this for now 3.5 years. It's getting worse, and I've had a lot of friends that are now bedridden because of this disease, and we're just trying to get it hopefully cured, if not somewhere we can be stable enough to handle it a little bit better.
Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. Item 4 is the recognition of the City of Temple Employees of the Quarter and Employee of the Quarter finalist for the fourth quarter of 2016. Ms. Myers.
Thank you, Mayor. We have several exceptional employees to honor tonight as part of our Employee of the Quarter Award program. I would ask those that are being honored if you'd please join the mayor at the dais. We'd first like to recognize our Employee of the Quarter finalists. The first finalist is Steve Peters. Steve is a building maintenance worker in facility services. He was actually nominated by several of his peers because of his constant positive attitude and his determination to get the job done right. Next is Katie Nicholson. Katie is a customer service rep in the utility business office. She was nominated by her supervisor, Heather, because she believes that Katie is what outstanding customer service looks like. She also says that she does an outstanding job representing the city every single day. Next is Deputy Chief Scott Holscher at our fire department. Scott was nominated by a peer, Nancy Glover, in the Parks Recreation Department because of his help to get the Texas Local Firefighters Retirement Association convention to come to Temple. Nancy says that without his help, they could not have won that bid. As far as our Employee of the Quarter, we actually have 2. This is a first. We had a tie. It was so difficult, as it normally is, but this time they just couldn't decide. So we have Bradley Perrin, who's a Temple police officer. Officer Perrin was nominated by his coworker, Officer Fugit. Officer Fugit nominated Officer Perrin because of his hard work taking on the massive task of creating the curriculum and presentation for the training police officers, as well as his tireless efforts on making a successful national night out, which I think was the largest one that we've had ever. Sandra Mojica is our Marketing Information System Specialist in our Parks Department, and she was nominated by her coworker, Jonathan Loeb. Jonathan says that Sandra went above and beyond when he was unexpectedly out on medical leave by not only continuing her own tasks, but also taking over for him and making sure the play-by-play, which is a pretty extensive publication that the Parks Department does, was complete on time, as well as working part-time at the Mayborn Center. And Mayor, I think you have some proclamations.
I do. May I read them?
Please, thank you.
No, you're not Officer Arbor Day, sorry. If I had all these organized, then I kind of got messed up. But thank you all for your continued work. We have just an incredible staff, and you are 5 shining examples of it. And Officer Perrin, if you don't mind me reading a proclamation to you. Whereas Bradley Perrin was hired by the City of Temple Police Department on July 8th, 2011. Whereas Bradley Perrin transferred to the Community-Oriented Police Services, or COPS unit, in April 2015 and worked hand in hand with the people of his assigned area. Whereas Bradley Perrin led the Temple Police Department in the largest and most successful national night out in its history, while also being tasked with helping design the training of the department's new RMS system. Whereas Bradley continually demonstrates a positive can-do attitude, receives positive feedback from supervisors, co-workers, and citizens, and regularly goes the extra mile. And whereas Bradley has been nominated by his peers and selected by the Employee Engagement Committee to be recognized as the Employee of the Quarter for the fourth quarter of 2016. Now therefore I, Daniel A. Dunn, Mayor of the City of Temple, Texas, hereby recognize Bradley Perrin, Badge 516, for the excellent service he continues to provide, and hereby thank and congratulate him on being named Employee of the Quarter for the fourth quarter of 2016. In testimony whereof I witness my hand and the seal of the City of Temple, Texas, this the 3rd day of November 2016. Ms. Mojica, I have one for you as well. Whereas Sandra Mojica was hired by the City of Temple on August 3rd, 1999 as a Marketing Information System Specialist for the Parks and Recreation Department. Whereas Sandra is an outstanding employee who goes above and beyond her regular job assignments, does exceptionally great work, and demonstrates a positive attitude towards work responsibilities, co-workers, and citizens. Whereas Sandra continually demonstrates a can-do attitude, receives positive feedback from supervisors, co-workers, and citizens, and regularly goes the extra mile. Whereas Sandra has been nominated by her peers and selected by the Employee Engagement Committee to be recognized as the Employee of the Quarter for the fourth quarter of 2016. Now therefore I, Daniel A. Dunn, Mayor of the City of Temple, Texas, hereby recognize Sandra Mojica for the excellent service she continues to provide, and hereby thank and congratulate her on being named Employee of the Quarter for the fourth quarter of 2016. In testimony whereof I witness my hand and the seal of the City of Temple, Texas, this the 3rd day of November 2016. Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Chief. Congratulations, you bet. Oh.
Mayor, would you like to do
Not
like as a creepy photo bomb, but-
Yeah, I can.
Creepy photo bomb. I can photo bomb from Red.
Nobody Google mayor's creepy photos.
Stand out front.
One, two, three. And if I could now do it, I would love it if you would, please.
That's good.
Item 4 is a consent agenda. All items listed under this section, the consent agenda, are considered to be routine by the City Council and may be enacted by one motion. If discussion is desired by the council, and the item may be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered separately. Council, this is items 5A through 5R. I know that we're going to pull item 5F for voting. Could I entertain a motion on item 5A through 5R minus F?
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion is second. Madam Secretary.
Mayor Pro Tem Cloud?
Aye.
Councilmember Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Pilkington?
Aye.
Councilmember Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Dunn?
Aye. And item 5F, consider adopting a resolution authorizing to deduct a change order 2 to the contract with Ranger Excavating LP of Austin in the amount of $182,213 for the construction of the North Lucius McKelvey Extension. And I will entertain a motion on item 5F.
Motion to approve item 5F.
Second.
A motion is second. Madam Secretary.
Mayor Pro Tem Cloud?
Aye.
Councilmember Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Pilkington?
Same.
Councilmember Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Dunn?
Item 6, first reading and a public hearing. Consider adopting an ordinance within the prima facie speed limit of the FM 2305 West Adams Avenue within the city limits. Henderson.
Mayor and Council, this is a simple speed limit change on 2305 from South P Ridge to the Loop 363, from 50 to 45 miles an hour. TxDOT performed a speed study, and the outcome of the speed study in their mind is the speed limit needs to be lowered 5 miles an hour. So, any questions?
Council, only question? Thank you, sir. Scheduled for a public hearing. Anyone wishing to speak on this matter may do so. Please step to the podium and state your name and address for the record. There being no one wishing to speak, I'll declare the public hearing closed. Council, your pleasure on the first reading of item 6.
Move to approve item 6.
Second.
Motion and a second. Madam Secretary.
Mayor Pro Tem Cloud?
Aye.
Councilmember Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Pilkington?
Aye.
Councilmember Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Dunn?
Aye. Item 7 is second reading. Consider adopting an ordinance authorizing a rezoning from commercial to planned development, commercial on Lot 2, Block 1, Tranum Subdivision, Phase 8, located at 5806 South General Bruce Drive, to allow for a recreational vehicle rental business in the I-35 Corridor Overlay District. And I believe this has been pulled for voting purposes only. Unless anybody wants the presentation again, I will entertain a motion on item 7.
Make a motion for approval.
Second.
A motion and a second. Madam Secretary.
Mayor Pro Tem Cloud?
Aye.
Councilmember Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Pilkington?
No.
Councilmember Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Dunn?
No. Item 8, board appointments. Consider adopting a resolution appointing members to the following city boards and commissions. Item A is the Airport Advisory Board, one member to fill an expired term through September 1st, 2019. And earlier, we had the opportunity to visit about this in workshop, and we suggested that Richard Potts be appointed to fill an expired term through September 1st, 2019. B, the Library Board, 2 members to fill unexpired terms through September 1st, 2018. And we discussed holding appointments earlier in our workshop. Item C, the Planning and Zoning Commission, 1 member to fill an unexpired term through September 1st, 2018. And we discussed appointing Derek Marshall to fill an unexpired term through September 1st, 2018. And the Developmental Standards Advisory Board, we discussed appointing Blake Pitts for general construction and Jeffrey Schneider for street construction to fill unexpired terms through March 1st, 2018. And unless anyone has any questions, I will entertain a motion on item 8.
Make a motion for approval.
Second.
A motion is second. Madam Secretary.
Mayor Pro Tem Cloud?
Aye.
Councilmember Davis?
Aye.
Councilmember Pilkington?
Aye.
Councilmember Morales?
Aye.
Mayor Dunn?
Aye. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your attendance. This meeting is adjourned.